Assalamu alaikum guys, what's going on? How we doing today? I had a question asked to me by a young lady, and she said to me on Instagram, Mahdi, I get it and I agree. I understand why all men, but particularly high value men, have an affinity towards younger women in their prime age, 18 to 23 years old. I get it, fine, I accept. Now, I am a prime female, what you will consider a prime female. I'm in my prime. I understand what you're telling me, and that sounds all fantastic, but how do I, as a prime female who doesn't have much time to exploit this advantage, how do I find this high value man? Where do I go looking for him, and how do I find him? This is a great question. We need to address a number of different angles here. But firstly and foremostly, let's define it. What does high value man mean? A high value man, in short, is a man whom many other women want to be with and many other men want to be like. A man who is admired by many men and desired by many women. That's the short of it. Now, from what I understand of what this lady was referring to specifically is she wants a high value man who has money. Now, if you were to ask the likes of Kevin Samuels, he will tell you a man cannot be considered as high value except with money, unless he's earning a minimum threshold of 100,000 a year. I disagree. The Prophet ﷺ was high value. Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu was high value. Ali radiallahu anhu was high value. And all of them were poor. The way I define high value is a man who is able to exert influence on a mass scale. Because influence is power and power is security. You see the connection? If you're able to exert influence on a big scale, it means you're able to elicit power, to yield power. And therefore, you're able to move things. You're a mover and shaker. And that means you can make things happen. Security. You can now bring about security for another woman. Nevertheless, this lady was referring specifically to a man who is earning that minimum threshold of 100,000 a year. So we're going to run with that. We're going to presume that for the purpose of this video, a high value man is a man who is earning a minimum of £100,000 a year, preferably more. How do I find this type of man? Where do I find him? Is it Tinder? Is it Minder? Or whatever the dating apps are today? Well, I'm going to give you my take on it. Firstly and foremostly, we've defined what a high value man is. Secondly, you need to understand this. If you want ladies to marry a high value man, you have to understand it comes with baggage. Just like marrying into any relationship, marrying any man will come with baggage. If you marry a poorer man, that comes with its baggage. If you marry a richer man, it also comes with its baggage. And one of the main factors you are going to have to contend with is the following. If he is a high value man, meaning high earning, you must remember always and keep at the forefront of your mind. If you desire him because he is secure and he has this wealth, guess what? Many other women will also desire him. What does that mean? Well, it means the following. A man who is desired by many women has many options. He has a lot of options to choose from. And one way or another, he is most likely going to exercise those options. If he's a non-Muslim, he's probably going to cheat on you. And it's not even cheating. That's a video for another day. He's going to have sexual intercourse with other women outside of the marriage. If he's non-Muslim. If he's Muslim, he's probably going to marry again. Because he can. Why not? He most probably will. You need to understand this. Even if he sells you sweet nothings before marriage, which is a big mistake on his end, by the way. Brothers, don't do this. Don't tell your woman you'll never get married again, because you don't know what the future holds for you. You can't predict it. But even if he sells you those sweet nothings, understand a man is upon his fitrah. He's going to revert back to his fitrah sooner or later, which is to want to be intimate with as many women as possible. It has been capped for a Muslim man at 4. So eventually he's going to revert to that if he has the option to do so. And guess what? A man who's earning a certain amount of money, a high earning man, has the capacity, has the ability to do so, and just so happens to be desired by many women, which means it's a marriage of two perfect colliding forces. he has the capacity, and he is desired. Those two together means it's easy for him to get with many other women. So you must understand this. Muslim or not, men who earn a certain threshold of money, minimum 100,000 a year, if that's what we're going to define high value as, they are men who have options. So he is most probably not going to intimately commit just to you. He will financially commit to you, but he is most probably going to intimately commit with other women. If he's a non-Muslim, he's going to have loose sexual encounters. If he's a Muslim, he's going to marry other women. That's what's most probably going to happen. Most probably. So you need to make peace with this. You need to understand coming in, even if he sells you those sweet nothings that you are the one for me and I just want you, he's loved up. His estrogen levels are high because that's what happens to a man when a man first falls in love. He's talking nonsense, he's waffling. I'll put my hand up, I made that mistake myself. All right, I'm putting it out there. So eventually, if he has the means and the capacity to do it, he will do it. If you're comfortable with that and you can make peace with that, then we can move forward onto the second point of this discussion, which is, okay, where do I find this individual? How can I find him? Well, before I answer, you need to understand this. My sister, just because he's earning good money doesn't mean he will make you happy. One more time. Just because he's earning good money, which means he can provide you with a good lifestyle, doesn't mean he or it will make you happy. It doesn't mean this. He might have a foul character. He might have a foul personality. It's very rare to find a man who is financially set, emotionally set, religiously set. Very rare. You are playing the lottery here. Okay, so you need to understand this. Just because he has money doesn't mean it's going to make you happy. Understand that. Nevertheless, if I were you and you wanted to truly prioritize a man who already has wealth, because remember, there's two ways that women place their bets on men when it comes to marrying. Two ways. One of them is the obvious one. She finds a man who already has money. The other one is a little more subtle. And that is, she looks at a man and based upon her interactions with him, she says to herself, this is a man of ambition. This is a man who's going places. This man's going places. I'm going to place a bet on him. He might be poor today. He might not have much money today. But I think 5 to 10 years from now, this man would have made it and we will be set. So two ways that women make money. Is he ambitious? Does he have a vision, a goal? That's one way you can place your bet. But let's just presume, once again, for the purpose of this discussion, that you want the ready-made man. You don't want to have to wait for this man to build himself up. You want a ready-made man. Okay, fine. Well, it's very simple. In business, when you market your product, when you advertise your product, you need to, first of all, create the right advert, but then secondly, put that advert in front of the correct audience. What do I mean? I can make the most perfect advert for mascara. Like the most amazing advert. Beautiful advert. The models are on point. The backdrop's on point. The scenery's on point. The videography is on point. Everything's on point. Beautiful advert. But if I put that advert in front of bodybuilder fanatics, male bodybuilder fanatics, you're not going to sell nothing. It's the wrong audience. If I put that advert in front of MMA fans, men, again, male MMA fans, you've got a dead advert. You're not going to be able to push any product because although your advert is amazing, you've put it in front of the wrong audience. Equally, you can have the perfect audience. This is the exact audience I need to market my product to, but the advert is dead. It's a dead advert. Once again, people are not going to buy it. And an example I can give you of this is those ladies who call into Kevin Samuel's show who are in their 30s and 40s and sometimes even in their 50s. And they want to tie down a high earning man, the so-called high value man, a high earning man. I'm sorry, you're the wrong advert. That high earning man, he's not looking for you. He's looking for girls much younger than you, fitter, fresher, less mileage, less baggage. You are the wrong advert. It's the right audience, but you're the wrong advert. For the most part, I'm not saying it can't happen. It can happen, but for the most part, those men, those high-earning men, have got options. And if he's got options and he's able to have whatever he wants, why would he have an older model with more mileage on the clock when he can have a young one with less mileage and less baggage? It don't make sense. Anyway, so you're a woman who fits the criteria of the proverbial high value man. It's been overly used lately, at least in the videos I've been watching. And you fit the criteria of what he's looking for. Now you are the advert. You need to present your advert in front of the correct audience. The high value man, this high earning man. And remember, there's no guarantees that you're going to be happy. Don't think that just because he's going to be able to spend money on you that you're going to be happy. Bear that in mind. But okay, you've created the correct advert, which is you. You're a female. You're in your prime. You've got no baggage. You've got no kids from another marriage. Preferably, you're still chaste and virgin. Where do you present yourself for these men to see you? It's very simple. Pay attention. You need to present yourself to where these men spend their time. For example, where do these type of men shop? Where do these type of men eat? Where do these type of men spend their recreation time? It's less likely a man who's high earning is going to be caught in Primark, and more likely you're going to find him in Gucci. It's less likely that a man who's high earning will be seen in McDonald's, although not impossible because McDonald's do amazing food, and more likely that he will be seen in the Dorchester Chinese hotel. There's a Chinese restaurant in the Dorchester. That's where you present your advert. Very simple. You need to look at this from, it's a business proposition. You got to treat it like a business deal. I've got my advert. Now I need to put my advert in front of the correct audience. Where does this man shop? Where does he spend his recreation time? Where does he eat? I need to present myself in those arenas. I need to be seen in Tom Ford. I need to be seen in Hublot. I need to be seen in all of those places where a high earning man will be found. And eventually you'll catch a few fish and you'll be able to hopefully find the right man for you. But again, I'd like to make this very clear, ladies. Remember, just because he's high earning doesn't mean he will make you happy. But you asked the question, where can I find these high earning men? Now I've answered it. You need to position yourself where those men spend their time. Point blank, period. Take care.